going on, everybody? It's your boy Don, man. Back with another video, man. First of all, I appreciate all the likes and the comments on the RJ Barrett video, man. It's really awesome that you guys are just sharing your take. That's the goal of the channel, man. Just share your take, give your opinion, discuss, argue respectfully. As we build this channel and grow. So I'm definitely appreciating all the feedback on the video. Make sure you check that out. I'm gonna leave that actually the link for that video. I'll leave it below and also at the end of this video. But that's not really what I'm talking about today. I waited one day to make this video because I needed to think about what I want to say after losing the Memphis Grizzlies game. Because I think it may be even better for me, instead of just making quick 1-2 minute videos, to just give full analysis videos. You guys seem to really like it when I give full analysis and discuss and argue my viewpoints and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to stick to that. But, that has to be a little bit more well thought out. So, it takes me a little bit more time. But that's okay. I like making these videos too. Sorry if I got a little cough. I got a little cough going on. I don't know what the hell happened, but your boy's Gucci. It's just a little cough. I'll be good. But if I do cough, no worries. So, here's my thing, man. We lost the other night, 127-123. At the very end, Brunson had the shot 2 times. He had a chance to at least try and tie it. It didn't work. Here's where I am concerned, because the way I see it right now, the Knicks aren't good enough to make the playoffs, but they're also not bad enough to tank. And in the NBA, you can be in a worse position right now. You know what I'm saying? What do we do? You guys tell me. What do you guys think should happen? What do you think should happen move-wise? Something needs to happen. I'm hearing stuff about Evan Fournier potentially being traded. How so? I don't know. I'm not even sure what teams will be going for him. I mean, I could look it up really now, but it's neither here nor there. Evan Fournier is really not playing right now, so if anything, he'd probably be part of a bigger puzzle piece to do something. I think you need to do something here. In fact, what's the Knicks schedule? Let's see what their schedule is. Knicks schedule. Remaining schedule. Because I think DJ was talking about that in the stream the other day. This is the Pistons game, but it'll be today by the time I post the video. We'll play the Pistons, the Bucks, the Cavs, the Hawks, the Hornets, the Kings. Look, man, this schedule right here is ridiculous. Going into the new year, you might be looking at probably losing 10, 15 games. You know what I'm saying? You need to do something if you're Leon Rose, Road Wide West and them guys. You have to do something. I think it's pretty clear that Grimes. I'm sorry, not Grimes. I think it's pretty clear that Brunson right now is here to stay. I think Randall is here to stay, and the rest right now, to me, besides Quickly. Well, you know what? Quickly is interesting. I think besides Cam Reddish and Jericho Sims, the rest is all questionable for me. And the thing with Sims is that he's undersized, but he plays very well when he gets the opportunity. Obi has gone down. Reddish has been pretty solid. Quickly, I would like to actually see play more minutes instead of RJ. But the thing with that is, Tibbs has to flip that switch, and it's Quickly a guy you're putting in trade talks right now. At this point, I hope not, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did go. I wouldn't be surprised if he did go. You know what I'm saying? Because this team, the way it is right now, it's not good. You cannot convince me right now that this team is winning anything. And unfortunately, it's the inconsistencies. Even though RJ did play better, it's been the inconsistencies of RJ. It's also been the inconsistencies of other guys, such as Grimes, who was being held to a very high standard, who I haven't seen anything of to make me believe that he's actually worth what they say he is. Randall's been pretty decent, but didn't have the best of games last game. It's Isaiah Hartenstein. He's okay. I'm not expecting much from him. And unfortunately, Obi too. Now it's sometimes when you look at this team now, you're kind of looking at a team that's you almost wonder when they draft players, are they really drafting players who can be developed, man? Because I like Obi a lot, and I think he has potential, but I don't really think like the 3 point shooting is good, but I don't think in the NBA that's really should be his. It shouldn't really be his bread and butter. He should really be a guy to be able to go inside and use his athleticism. You know what I'm saying? And he's not doing that, and which is one of the reasons why I think Obi is having this up and down moment because you're relying on him to shoot the three ball all the time. He didn't do it well last game. You can see here he went 1 of 4 from three. You know what I'm saying? It's really not that good because I don't think it's really his game. Although he can shoot it, I know he's been, uh, I think above 35%. I think he's been even close to like 40 something percent, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, you know what I'm saying. So if you look at that, I think the problem is for a lot of the younger guys in the Knicks, it's like, and a lot of these guys are young. The areas where they should be playing well in, they don't play well in them. So developing them over time becomes difficult. Obi should be able to get inside and get points quickly. Although he's a good 3 point shooter, his versatility and mid range should be there. You know what I'm saying? Because this way you don't have to just rely on him shooting the threes. You know what I'm saying? This way he can do other things. You know, even guys like Reddish should be trusted more to do more because I think he's capable. I think Cam Reddish is very capable if given the opportunity. But sometimes I notice when he is on the floor, the guys aren't really looking for him, and he kind of reminds me of remember Beasley, Marcus Beasley, something Beasley. Remember Beasley, Michael Beasley. When Michael Beasley was on the team, like a free flowing scorer type player. Cam Reddish kind of reminds me of him. I don't think he's as good as Michael Beasley, but he can score. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta trust the kid to be able to do things sometimes. I think it would help us out a lot. um, you already know how I feel about RJ. I think he's good, not great. Might be a little bit average, but he'll give you points sometimes. Last game he drove more. I think really what you need to see RJ do is that drive the ball, drive. You're shooting like he wants to prove everybody wrong that he can be a 3 point shooter. I don't think he'll ever be like an unbelievable 3 point shooter, but they'll go in sometimes. I mean, shit. He went 2 of 6. Okay, great, but I think his success was in the paint. That's what you need to focus on. Wherever your biggest successes are, that's what you need to develop. Stop trying to get away from things that you can do well. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to prove that you're the all around guy. Be the guy that's consistent in the area where you know you can ball best. That's going inside. That's what RJ needs to do. RJ needs to stop trying to be a guy that wants to do everything like a Swiss Army knife. No, you know what you can do well by now because it shows when you play when you have good games. It shows what he does well. And yes, last year he was a better 3 point shooter, but that was because he was neglecting other areas just to focus on that. How do I know that? Because last year he couldn't really drive. You know what I'm saying? That's his problem. You got to focus on what you do well and perfect that. And once you perfected that, you move on. You don't go to something else and then leave everything else hanging because then you don't have much left. You know what I'm saying? Randall, same story. Same story, really, for Randall. Like Randall to me, bro, he can easily get you 20 and 10 every game. But the problem with him sometimes is he starts shooting so weird. Randall will get it going, and then all of a sudden now he starts to take step backs. He takes like weird drives to the paint. Julius Randle's strong enough against most people in the paint. You need to be solid. You know what I'm saying? And I think some of that is with his fundamentals and his foundation of basketball. He was always better than most people, I bet, growing up, but he doesn't. I think Devin talked about that one time. His NBA foundation isn't too solid, so that's why when he gets to the hoop, he gets to the hoop so strangely. It leads to shot that sometimes he may get fouled, but they're not a lot of and ones, even though he does get them from time to time. I think that for Randall, Randall needs to realize that sometimes you gotta go to the areas where you know you had the most success without and that's the similar that I basically said for RJ. Where you've had the most success is what you should continue to do. You know what I'm saying? I honestly don't think he's the best 3 point shooter, man. Like I think he needs to demand that ball inside. If the double team comes, you pass it out. I think he needs to be a little bit more active off ball too. Obi tends to be more active off ball, but he needs to. Randall needs to move. Randall needs to move around, and find other guys, especially if Cam is playing. Find other guys because most teams know that you're gonna be the focal point if it's not Brunson. You know what I'm saying? And for Jalen Brunson, not much more you can do. You know, next one, the point guard, you pulled up and you delivered. You know what I'm saying? It's the other guys now that need to step up for me. I think Mitchell Robinson isn't bad, but I've never really been that high on him, even though he had a lot of blocks. Like he's a pretty good center. Don't get me wrong when he's healthy. I'm not gonna say he's bad, but um, he's good. He's good. He's good. Not great, but good. You know what I'm saying? If there's anything I would think he could improve upon, it's just the fouls. Try not to get as many fouls. Try to be able to stay in the game and stay with the game. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff that we've talked about before, but it's stuff that like because right now it's not no matter what we do, we're not winning. We're not winning, and since we're not winning, something is obviously wrong. Because the Memphis is good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like we could not have won yesterday. I think we could have won. You could tell. We won. Did we win any quarters? We won the fourth quarter, and we won the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? So we won 2 quarters. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it was that hard for us to beat them. We were right in it till the end, but something is going wrong here, and part of that is maybe putting too much trust in a guy like Grimes. I think he's still getting better though. I think he's still coming back, but right now you're not giving us enough. You know what I'm saying? And I think it needs to be replaced with Quickly for now. Like we got to make an adjustment. We got to make an adjustment. If Quickly needs to play more, let the kid play more because at least he comes on and he provides a spark. We don't get that too much from Grimes right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's hurt. I don't know what's going on. But look, this team right here, like right now we're 9-11. Bro, we can be like 9-21, bro, in like sheesh, in a couple of weeks. I promise you. Like the next couple of games are gonna be terrible for us if we keep this up. And like I think Tibbs knows what he has. Like if I go to the bench, there's not much more like as far as rotation Tibbs can do. Like really, like to make a drastic change, you can put Quickly in. Other than that, it's not much more you can do. There's not much more you can do. The guys that we want to play. It's on these guys now. You know what I'm saying? Um, maybe Randall just because Randall, how many assists did he have? He had 9 assists. You know what I'm saying? Like he he's doing what he can do. You know what I'm saying? But it's tough now when you have a guy with Brunson. You're gonna have to share the touches. You're gonna have to share. And you can't be wasteful. I'm glad RJ had a better game today, but you cannot be wasteful in these next couple of games. Make every possession count. And same for Randall in that aspect though. Don't be wasteful. Um, Try to limit the fouls. You know what I'm saying? And get locked in. Get locked in, ready to play. This is what we have to do. It's all on these guys now. RJ's getting paid. Randall's getting paid. Mitch is getting paid. Brunson's getting paid, but he's doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? It's time. It's time. You guys said you wanted to be in New York. You wanted the ball out. You know what I'm saying? This is it. This is it. This is what you have to do. You know what I'm saying? Don't deviate from what you know to do well to try and do more. I think RJ got to continue to drive that basketball and push the play, man. I don't want to see you shooting too many threes right now because it's not your game this year. Like if you can't keep that up, switch it up. If you can't keep it up, switch it up. Don't all got to keep shooting. No, you don't got to keep shooting. Obviously, it hasn't worked. We're like the worst 3 point shooting team in the league right now for a reason. You know what I'm saying? You had enough time to work on that part of your game. If that's not working right now, look, you all that time you spent driving today or against the Grizzlies last game, it worked. All right, You can't deviate. Can't deviate away from that. It makes no sense at this point in the year to try and deviate and try and do everything else. We need to start picking. We need to start picking specific things for players that they do well, and we need to find plays in those areas. So, and that's probably my best point then today. We need to start picking plays for players in their best spots, so that we have the best chance to actually score. Which is a very like isn't that basketball 101? But we don't run many plays. But when we do, actually, I've noticed that Tibbs has ran a few. You know, Randall, I think he ran one for Randall. Randall couldn't believe how open he was, right? Yeah, I mean, like stuff like that. We have to do that. We have to do that. You got to rely on these guys' strengths. You can't just let these guys go and just play basketball. It's not working. It's obviously not working. We got to do more. We got to be actively engaged in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? And lastly, we got to stop giving up so many threes, man. How many threes did we give up to this team? We gave up 12. That's not bad. 37.5%. How many did we make? We made about 10. You know what? I can. That's not bad for this game, but in general, we tend to give up a lot of open shots, man. We got to stop giving up all these open shots. If Tibbs is supposed to be the defensive guru, that should be locked down, and it's not. First season it was. Third season it has been. So yeah, those are kind of like my things that I've been thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Get Cam involved off the bench more. Um, Fournier would probably be in a trade if anything, but it would probably require a younger guy. So I can't see Fournier playing right now. Or maybe he could. Shit, like we don't have it right now. We don't have enough to win. We haven't figured out how we can win. So I think we've seen what works player wise. So we need to find individual spots where players who have the ball have the best chance to score. Basketball 101, but we haven't been doing it, which is why we've been losing. So it's your boy Donnie. Let me know what you think. How do you think we can win these next couple of games? What do we need to do? What rotation do we need to change? Or what trade do we need to make? Let your boy Don know in the comment section, man. Like, comment, subscribe. You enjoy these videos, man. I love all the support you guys give me, man. This channel is going to be number one day. Book it, record it, tape it, send it, and you will see. It's your boy Don. I'll see y'all next time, man. You already know. Peace. I'm out.